Guys, be here with our next Teen LibCrates talk. Today we are talking about The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe. This is going to be our second talk, and so we're going to talk about like the second quarter of the book. So, are you reading it? Do you like it? Do you? Let me know. So, when we last left off, Norris and Maddie made a deal so that Norris could go to this house party and see Artie, and he would then consequently help Maddie around the store. And so at this point, Norris goes to the party and sees Artie, which is exactly what he wanted to happen. But Artie does this really, like, rude kind of thing where she's just, like, using Norris to get to talk to this boy crush former dating person named Ian. And it turns out Ian is not interested in dating Artie. He just wants to, like, hook up with her on the side while dating someone else. And she was like, not into that. And good for her for saying no to that, because that's just rude. But despite all of that, Norris gets Artie's phone number, and they start texting, which is cute. Let's see. We also find out that Norris, like, wants people to like him, but he, like, can't... He has trouble controlling the things that he says, and he can be, like, snarky and sarcastic, and that comes off the wrong way a lot of the time. So that's interesting. Then Liam and Norris decide to go skating, and ice skating in Austin. There is a skating rink in town. Hello. And yeah, Norris and Liam decide to go skating, and Norris was concerned that Liam would, be kind of timid on the ice, but Liam is totally into it, and he, like, goes for it, and they have a good time together. And let's see what happens next. So Norris and Artie are texting, right? And they decide to go see a movie. So they go to this movie, and Artie's like, oh, this is the best. This is, the most wonderful thing that has ever been created. And afterwards, Norris is like, I liked the camera work. Very steady. They probably used a tripod. It's just like, oh. Because Artie was very much like, this is a great piece of work. And Norris just wasn't into it. But despite all of that, they have a good time, and they end up kissing at the end of the night, which, there's some tea for you. Let's see here, looking at my notes. And then, okay, so this is really cool. Norris goes to, he gets to go back to Canada for spring break, and he meets up with his friend Eric, and they get to hang out, and but it seems like Eric and Norris are kind of growing apart a little bit, which makes sense, with Norris being transplanted to halfway across the world, as he puts it. And so there's a little bit of distance growing there, which, that happens. Sometimes it's people that you're really close to, you end up kind of growing apart from, and that's kind of a natural thing that happens with relationships, friendships, and things. But while Norris is there, we find out that Eric, who is gay, has come out to his dad, who is not the most accepting person of people who are different than him. Um, so that was a big deal for Eric. And then, so after spring break, Norris gets back to Austin, and he meets up with Artie to talk about spring break, and she's kind of upset because she wants to tell her parents, her immigrant parents, that she wants to pursue photography as a career choice instead of something that they might want for her. Um, and so she's kind of in her feels about things. And Norris is, he just wants to see her, and mate brought her a gift, a snow globe, and she was, so in her feels that she couldn't accept, she couldn't, really appreciate the gift. Um, so now they're on this in this weird kind of place where things are not as easy as they once were. And really, they barely know each other. So they're still trying to get to know each other, right? And so after that, Norris decides to go and hang out with Liam, and they go skating and they're running drills and things on the ice rink. And Norris has the opportunity to tell Liam about Artie and um, his, how weird it was, her interaction with him. Um, Liam, however, decides well, he doesn't decide, but he poses the question to Norris, hey, would you be willing to be a captain of a hockey team if I got some guys together or some people? Um, and at first Norris is like, no way, Jose, that's not what I'm into. I'm not, I don't really, that's not my vibe. And but Liam kind of presses him, and he's like, you know, if there was enough interest, would you be interested? And Norris finally succumbs and says, okay. So that's really fun. Maybe we'll get a hockey team out of this in Austin, Texas. With the weather currently, it kind of makes sense that there would be ice hockey in Texas. Oh, I feel sorry for Texans. Um, but yeah, so that's the end. That's where I stopped reading for this week. Um, so what do you guys think about the book? Leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested to hear your opinions on the Field Guide to the North American Teenager. So let me know what you think. And until next time, be safe, be kind, wash your hands, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.